go. Should be all set. Alright, so now I just wait for the questions to come through. See that? Let's chat. Okay, how's it going? Alrighty. Fashion chat. Going live is always so fun. Okay, how's it going? We go. Hey, Bikash. I hope I pronounced that right. Well, wait for hopefully some more people to get in here, and we can get started. But for now, you can ask me anything. Probably gonna do this for around 30 minutes or so. I just came back from the gym, so want to shower, get some food, and continue on. I have some client work I need to do. So. Also, please remember to like the stream. Helps me out a ton. Small YouTuber, you know, I just hit 1,000. Oh, so very small. So like the stream and ask your questions. How do I get rid of this? It's updating. So, oh, why is it not updating? That's so weird. Usually it like updates. Okay, so you said, so I'm just starting SMMA, so should I start with Facebook ads or creative side, like social media management? It depends what you're best at. So if you are very creative, if you like designing images and you like, you know, getting engagement from people, start on the social media management side and like, you know, manage the social media, post pictures and different stuff like that. And then Whale asked, how many hours do you spend working on your business? But just to reiterate, to backtrack, it's pretty much what are your strengths. So Facebook ads, I mean, it's still kind of the same thing. Social media management is you can design graphics, design all that fun stuff. But with Facebook ads, you know, that's more of like targeting, doing a lot of research. It's more, it's a little bit more methodical and less on the creative side. So it would be easier to probably get a social media management gig or some type of job because everyone's always looking for that. But in the long run, you should think of, you know, just doing Facebook ads. But I don't know who you are and, you know, your personality. But you just want to play to your strengths. So if you're good at doing a lot of research, if you can, you know, learn very quickly and you know, make adjustments and you're not afraid of using other people's money to get them results, start with Facebook ads. But if you want to, you know, start out on the light side or, you know, you'd rather create the imagery you have to create the ad copy, get engagement, all that stuff. Starts with social media management overall. Both are good starting points, but depends who you are. And then we'll ask, how many hours per day do you spend working on your business? So it depends on the day and the different work I have to do, and like whether I signed up a new client or not. So if I sign up a new client, usually that's like around, like, setting up everything. I like to get it done as fast as possible, so I may spend 3 or 4 hours that day working on that specific thing, setting up everything. uh but usually if it's like, I'm just checking up, like I've started doing client work now, that's really gonna only take me 30 minutes. It's just gonna be literally, you're welcome back, Ash. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right too. But like today is literally gonna be half an hour. I just need to send a small little report. I have a client meeting tomorrow just to review how the current ads are doing. And I have to start a campaign for another client so we can get that going. But I already set up that campaign, and just need to put in the images that I just got. Uh, and then once I put in those images, I can just pretty much start the campaign, just offer it from there. So depends on where you, also depends on your stage. So let's say, for example, you're just completely starting out. You're not, like, when I was starting out, I had no clients, I had nothing. I was spending anywhere between, like anytime, like after work or anything like that, or after school, because when I was starting, I was still in school, like around like 3 to 4 hours just focusing on either outreach or stuff like that. And then sometimes I would spend like just an hour a day simply just cold calling. And then I would get my appointments. And then once I set my appointments, overall, I'm pretty much, I have a lot on my plate already, because it was just, I'm still sort of a one man shop, even though I do have some freelancers. Now I have, I'm making some money with my SMMA. So I've outsourced my outreach, and I talk about that in one of my YouTube videos. And I talk about that in my YouTube videos. Because I don't like doing outreach. I would rather focus on either the sales meeting, or either focus on the sales meeting, or I focus on getting my clients results. Outreach I can do, but I prefer not to do it. So I've outsourced that for the most part. I'll still do it from time to time just to test a new outreach method, but it would just be, okay, does this outreach method work? Yes, let me outsource it. But overall, it depends on where you are. So if you're just starting out, expect to spend anywhere between 3 to 4 hours per day. You know, depending on the stage you're at too. So if it's like, if you're just starting out, you should be spending most of that 3 to 4 hours um, outreaching, trying to get clients and learning how to do that. When you're at another stage, you should be spending most of the time, handling appointments, learning sales, and doing that all that type of stuff. Um, and then eventually you may even get to the point where your outreach is taken care of, and now you're focusing on getting results, learning Google or Facebook ads or SEO, whatever, social media management. So it very very depends on what stage you're at, and how many hours you are dedicated to work for it. But one thing I really want to emphasize before I get on to the next question is you want to dedicate a time that you can stick with. So if that's even only an hour a day of outreach, just do an hour a day. And then that's better than trying to do 5 hours and then getting burnt out, and then you quit for the rest of the week. When you just did an hour a day, you would have reached that 5 hours, and you would have been consistent with it, and then you would have kept going and going and going. So it doesn't really, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter how much time you put in. It's just the time that you're putting in is actually getting you a lot closer to where you want to be. So don't spend 3 hours a day learning all about contracts when you don't even have an appointment. Spend, 1 hour trying to get appointments. You're going to be much farther ahead than if you spend 3 hours focusing on contracts. So overall, I hope that makes sense. And then, what outreach method do you use to get clients? So when I was just starting out, I would cold call to get my clients, cold call, and a little bit of cold messaging. And cold calling was by far the fastest and emotionally it wasn't the easiest, but I was able to get meetings like crazy, and it's um it does take a lot more time, does take a lot more effort to set up, but like if I cold called, or it's Sunday, but if I cold called tomorrow at like 9 a.m., by 10 a.m., there's a good chance I could have like 3, 4, 5 appointments lined up for the next week. But now, since I outsourced it, I told my VAs just to do cold messaging and stuff. Um, so there I still get a good amount of appointments, but they have to send a lot more messages for me to get the appointments. So with cold calling, I'd say like every 10 calls, I can get around one appointment. And with cold messaging, it's probably like every 20, I think I calculated it was like every 50 messages, I was able to get one appointment. And but I don't have to focus on the outreach. I have someone else to do it. So I say, hey, send this many messages, and yeah, it's send this many messages, and then I'm still getting the appointments, and my time is focused on other things overall. But if you're just starting out, and you can start with cold calling. If you're in another country, you can't cold call, or you're afraid of your English, you're gonna have to you can do cold messaging or cold outreach through DMs and stuff like that. But just know that at that point, it's even more of a numbers game. Do you take clients then outsource? Not right now. Currently, no. Because although I've been doing this for a little bit now, I am, I still, A, I want control of at least getting my clients' results, and B, I'm still learning the ins and outs of Google Ads overall, and Facebook Ads too, because I do have a Facebook Ads client. Um, so I don't outsource it because I'm still learning myself. Like, I'm showing you guys what works, but I don't. I'm showing you guys what works, but I'm still learning. And overall, it's going to be a forever learning process. But for right now, I'm running my own ads, especially since it's not the hardest thing in the world. And like when like today, it's only like an hour of my time once I set it up overall. So right now, I currently don't outsource it. Growth for gaming, hi. Hi. Do you use growth hacking strategies in SMMA? Could you be more specific on specific strategies? So there's no real hack with growing with SMMA. It's just a matter of a numbers game. How many people do you reach out to? How many people do you sign, and all that stuff? It's pretty much, once you know how to get clients, it's pretty much just reaching out to as many people as you possibly can to get the clients. Okay. So basically, I'm doing cold messaging, but I'm sending to the business page and not getting any replies, and actually, they are not seeing it. Um, you have a website for your business to take clients? I do have a website, and I'm gonna talk about whether or not you should have a website or not. These are good questions, guys. Keep them coming. Thank you guys for coming again. I appreciate it so much. Please, please, please like the stream, and it really helps out. Small YouTuber, giving up my weekend for you guys because I love you guys. So all I ask is just for a like on the stream. That's it. It's free. You can change your mind anytime. But yeah, you have to be more specific about the growth hack strategies, and if you can see if they're seeing the messages, if if by like the little icon that Facebook shows. But what I if you're not getting any replies, that means your messaging is very me focused. So you want to think, is my message providing value? So what is your message? Is it being like, hey, I can run Facebook ads for you. I'm this, I am that, I am these, I am those. Because that's too me focused. So you want to focus on what you can do for your client. And if you just send generic, boring, not boring, but if you send very generic messages, you're gonna get either no replies or negative replies and all that stuff. So like I guess I'll get to that later. So pretty much you have to make sure that your message can see, pretty much says, hey, I can get you this result that you want. And if you can add some personalization, when I was first sending a lot of cold messages, I would at least find their first name and put that in the message. If you're not, this actually is a funny story. So my very first client, I think I first messaged him on his business page, and I wasn't able to reach him. But then I cold called him, and then after I sent him out as a client, I could tell that he just doesn't go on the Facebook page, or they don't look at their Facebook messages for the most part. So some clients you may have to reach through multiple ways. So some people may not focus on their Facebook business page, but they may look at their email address, or they may be more receptive to a cold call. So it's also about hitting clients in hitting the same client multiple ways. So you may have messaged their Facebook page, but did you email them? Did you call them? Did you message their Instagram page? Do they have a LinkedIn page that you could also message? So hit them. You may want to do like a slightly different message each time you've hit them, but overall, okay, I hate when I lose my train of thought. Yeah, so just because you message them on the business page, simply if they're not actually seeing it, don't message them on their business page. Go on their website, email them, or call them on the phone if you have that ability. Overall, it's the best thing you can do. Stay on peace. I've sent out over 300 messages. If I'm not getting reply, okay, so 300 messages that's a pretty good amount. You should have gotten at least some replies. Me and probably a couple of appointments too. That just means your messaging script is not that great. I'm gonna post a link in here that's going to I should have had this ready. I'll post a link here which shows my cold calling and cold emailing script that I use that helps me get appointments. And if you use the script, don't what I say for templates is just don't copy it word for word. Make it your own style. Trust me, every time I've copied another person's template word for word, it has never worked for me. But when I take the essence of that script, make it my own style. Of course, some of the words are going to be the same, but I make it my own style. It makes it so much better. Um, but you can use that to go on my ClickFunnels. You can use that to you can use it to what's it called? Find clients. Actually, I'll do it. I'll do it a little bit later. I'll do it a little bit later. During my announcements, I'll post it. So stay tuned for that. Do you have a website for your business to take clients? I do have a website, like a separate website, because it helps you build authority. And I used Wix, and I paid for my website. It was like I think I paid. I forget how much it is a year. If you wait till December, Wix always has like a 50% off deal, and I think I got like a 3-year deal for like under $300. So I have it for another 3 years. So pretty much like less than $100 per year. So it was worth it in my mind. It was very easy to make. It took me a weekend to make it, and then I made some changes here or there. But it helps really build my authority. And I'm gonna share with you guys a resource that you can use that can help you build your very own website. So that way, if you put at the end of your cold messages, because the thing is, if you just send a message and there's no links to your personal, either at least your Facebook page or something, clients are gonna be like, who is this person? And they're not gonna trust you. They're gonna honestly think you're a scammer, like no matter what you do. So that's why I built a website or like some form of value, so that way people can see it. They know I'm an actual person. I exist. I actually help them, etc., etc. So that's why I have a website. Automatization. I have no idea what that is. So I guess you're talking about automation. I do automate some things with my business. Um, like my outreach, I've outsourced that for right now. What is the best formation in SMMA in your opinion? What do you mean by the best formation? Like how to make an SMMA, like or how to very very much so start one? So to start one, like step by step, again, pretty much all of the, by the way, guys, the resource I'm going to share with you, all of it is going to be covered. All your questions and more is going to be covered in detail, and you're going to actually see me doing all the things that I talk about with this resource. Um, so if you're just talking about just how to start an SMMA, overall, what you want to do first is first get an idea or a good grasp of what Facebook ads is, what Google ads is, etc. Get a good grasp of that, because if you don't know what you're talking about with clients, they're not going to pay you money. They're not going to pay you even $1 to run their ads. Second of all, no, don't be in it for the money. I want to say at first, but mostly like at all. Because when I first started, I was in it for the money, because I watched all like the gurus be like, oh, you can make so much money and all that stuff. And yeah, the money's fine, the money's good, but it redirected my focus to how can I make a quick buck, then how can I genuinely help the business grow. And that's overall, it's funny because how can I make a quick buck? You're not gonna make the quick buck. You're either gonna never make any money, or you're gonna lose money. Or if you think of like, how can I genuinely help the business grow? Once I thought about that, and I didn't really focus on the money actually really just started to come in actually. And I'm still not focused on the money. I'm focused more on increasing my skills, helping businesses grow, and all that stuff. Because there's no better feeling than when you call a client for the meeting and they say, thank you for helping me. I've made money, or I've done this, doing that. That to me is worth $3,000. And like, that to me is so much more worth it than being paid, $2,000 or something like that. Is this live going to be on your channel to watch later? 100%. It always will be. It will be available, and I might even make snippets of it to post on my YouTube channel as well. So yes. Um, so yeah, don't focus on the money, and be aware of shiny object syndrome and avoid it. If you don't know what shiny object syndrome is, that's going from business idea to business idea to business idea without completely like exploring one business idea in detail. So I kind of did this at first. I'm like, oh, let me do drop shipping. Oh, let me do. I was thinking about Amazon and stuff like that. And then I stuck with SMMA. And even when I didn't want to do it, and there are other things that look so shiny and good, I'm like, no, I can't be doing this. I have to focus on SMMA and give this a good shot. Now, this is not being said. If you've been trying for 6+ months, you hate it, you don't like it, you're just completely distraught by it, then yes, you can switch. But if you just started an idea and then maybe it's been like a month and you're not getting any good results, you see a new idea, that's shiny object syndrome, know that, and just don't fall for it. And then once you have that mindset, then you can choose a niche, and then you can, choose a niche that you feel that you can work with. And then once you do that, start reaching out to this niche, learn stuff about this niche, and overall start trying to set appointments and learning sales in the process as well. Because that's the problem. The reason why most people don't get clients is because they don't have a marketing problem, they have a sales problem. They they don't know how to, well, they don't know how to outreach, or they don't outreach properly. And because of that, and they don't know sales techniques or how to convince people to buy. So read up on sales books. That's what I did. Or, the resource I'm going to share with you is going to show you step by step how to, get all the sales skills you need to actually sell SMMA packages. So, once you do that, you go through meetings. Again, that's sales, closing call, boom, you got a client. How do you get clients from India without cold calling? What you have to do is, if you really can't cold call, you don't want to cold call, then you have to be prepared for that. So a the mentality I was just describing before, have that, and just know that it's going to be a numbers game, and know that you have to establish a good amount, even if you're not from India, you have to establish a good amount of value before the client is going to work with you. Because if you're from another country, you have no case studies, no experience, it's going to be very, very like difficult to almost impossible to convince someone to work with you without providing value up front. So what I would do is you can create some sort of lead magnet and go to the business and share that lead magnet. Or what you can do is you can give an audit to that business. So you can go onto the business's website and say that, hey, I realized that you're doing this and this wrong. I can literally fix it for you. You can say even do it for free, and then you can maybe even get a free testimonial from that, and then do all that fun stuff. Or you can be like, hey, your website's really great, and you can go on a specific website, like I think what's it called, SimilarWeb, maybe. I don't think SimilarWeb would help you, but I'm sure there are sites where you can like give them an audit of their social media profile. I forget the website's name. I think it got turned down anyway. But you can give audits. I have a video on my channel that talks about audits. You could do a video presentation. You could do an ebook. You have to give a good amount of value up front. That way, if once you do that, people don't even think of, does this guy have case studies? So once you do that, and then the whole other the process overall is the same, but just know that if you are from a different country, it is going to be harder for you. But accept that. Don't let that deter you. I would even just take that as a challenge. Like, okay, it's going to be even harder for me. Okay, let's go. And then should motivate you. And then that way you can get your first client. You know that you worked harder than 99% of people, and that's going to motivate you even more to get more clients and more profits. And other people have done it too. Like, it's not impossible. Like, other people, like many other people have done it. So don't be ever discouraged by that overall. So when it comes to getting clients, you're gonna have to cold email, cold DM if you really don't want to cold call. But just be prepared that it's not gonna be the easiest. So I hope that answers your guys' questions. So let me get on to some of the announcements I want to make. I'll first talk about like changes to the YouTube channel, and then just the resource that I'm talking about. All right. Again, please like the stream. Really appreciate it. So the first thing is I'm gonna start uploading more videos to the channel. So if you're like an OG, when I was below 100 subscribers, I was doing 3 videos a week, almost every week for months, and it was a lot of work on my end. It was insane, but I was happy I did it because it really helps grow the channel. But I kind of not really put YouTube on the back burner, but it was just like I kind of slowed down my my content outreach because I was focusing more on my SMMA, growing it, getting clients, and just figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And I'm still trying to do that. Like, guys, like I'm I'm in the trenches with you guys. Like, I'm doing it with you guys as well. So that's why a lot of people resonate with my content, because I not only I post live material, so that I'm actually doing it. And also, it's I admit I'm not perfect, but I'm showing what works and I'm showing what didn't work for me, so that way you guys can learn from my mistake, because I wish I had that. But anyway, regardless, um I was doing 1 video a week. Now I'm gonna try to start doing 3 videos a week so definitely by the month of September, start doing 3 videos a week overall. Second thing is, if you join my group, the SMMA Client Acquisition Tips, Tricks, and Accountability, if you haven't joined my group yet, you know what you got to do now. I'll put the link in the chat, and you can join my group. Ooh, oh, they got a new stadium. Right here, you can join my group for tips, tricks that you can use. I do a lot of posts. I post when I'm gonna go live, and I post my videos, and I post a lot of good, helpful content there. So if you haven't joined my group already, feel free to join it overall. And also, I asked for an email address in that group because I'm gonna start sending emails to you guys, giving you guys more helpful content straight delivered fresh into your inbox. So I pretty much typed out all my email sequence, all the value. You guys are gonna get a lot of value from these emails. So be prepared. If you already joined my group, or if you've gotten my cold email script, um, then I already have your email. You should expect emails. I'm gonna probably start mid-September. I'm kind of nervous to start. I'll be honest. I'm nervous to start my email automation. But I gotta do it eventually, and I want to do it for you guys. So expect that. So that's with the YouTube channel announcements. I'm gonna answer this one more question, and then I'm gonna get on to the resource. Is roofing and remodeling companies still good to go for? Hell yeah. Um, yeah, it is, because that's actually remodeling. I'm trying to steer away from remodeling. I'm trying to steer more towards the healthcare niche. But yeah, you can still get clients in the remodeling niche. That was the niche I got my first client in. Um, yeah, it is still 100% possible to get them. It's, it is, I think it's like behind dentists and chiropractors. I think roofing is the next saturated, I would say. In my, I think, don't take my word for it, but it's still possible to get clients in the roofing niche. I think one of my clients is, no, yeah, he is a roofer right now. He took a pause because he wanted to focus on other things, but we're starting to start back up again. Was he a roofer? No, he was more of a remodeler. No, he was a remodeler. But I have gotten like roofing accounts and stuff. So yeah, so it's still a good niche to go after. Even as like a complete beginner, you can still A, get the results, and B, yeah. So but just know that since it's such a high ticket service, um they're not gonna get like at least when I did it, it wasn't like a whole like flood of new leads coming in and stuff like that. But it's not a hard niche to get results for, but you have to preface them being like, especially if you're doing Facebook ads, being like, hey, the leads are gonna, you may get a bunch of leads, but only one of them may buy. But hey, that one buys is gonna pay for 3 times your marketing spend. How many ad accounts can a media buyer handle? That's really dependent on person to person. Um, Theoretically, I think I would start with 8 and then see how it goes from there. But it depends the types of account too. So if it's Google ads, I think they can handle more than 8, like 10 plus. Um, but if it's Facebook ads, there's a lot more that has to go into it, especially if they're doing everything for that ad. So it could be like maybe even that could be actually 8. But if it depends how much they're doing and what type of service they're offering. If it's SEO, like all that stuff, that would be like 3 overall. Um, but it depends what they're serving, and depends on the person, their time. I can't give a good answer for that, but for me personally, I would say I think once I get to like 10 Google ad accounts, depending on how much work is going to be involved, then it may be a bit stressful at that point, and then I would probably like outsource some of them. But because pretty much some accounts, once you set it up, you don't have to check it for like once a week and stuff like that. So it really depends on person to person. All right, so guys, so now the resource. So how many of you guys, definitely leave a like or put it in the chat, have struggled to get your first client or are struggling to get your next client? You can be honest, put it in the chat. Actually, let me put it as a poll. How many of you struggle to get your first or next client? Oh, did I not ask it here? Oh, I didn't. Okay, hold on. How do I edit this poll? Okay, I'm gonna end it and then just remake it. um, yeah. Sorry guys, this is my first time doing a poll on here. But yes. Okay, well, say, do you struggle to get your first or next client? I should have asked at the beginning. Do you struggle to get? Yes. No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So let's do that. So this is the poll, and two of you guys already said yes already. So I'll give it some time. I'll give it like 10 or so minutes, because the pretty much what I made is a step-by-step video course, like a live course, that's gonna show you guys pretty much everything I did to get my very first client. And if you've seen my video from cold to close of how I got my first client, that video like blew up because it's like a realistic view. Yes, no, take this off. Ask your community. There we go. It's like a realistic view of how to get your first client overall. So there it is. Okay. So okay, and let's not end it. So yeah, so it's a realistic view of how to get your first client. So if you see my video from cold to close, you see pretty much you pretty much saw like the um the top layer of how I was able to close my very first client. In this course I made, I go into excruciating detail of everything I did, everything in the background, everything I did beforehand, everything I did not after, yeah, and after, to actually get my first client. It's and also I have videos of me closing my second client there as well. So that's a little bit about it. I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna go into the pages and stuff like that just to show you guys what it's all about. But that's pretty much the resource, because I know it was a huge struggle for me to get my very first client. Like, other courses, they talked about it, but no one went in detail about it, and that's because they don't teach you sales. And that's pretty much what this kind of course is. It's pretty much a specific sales course of how to get your first client when you have zero case studies, zero experience. You know, you just have a computer and a laptop. So what can you do? What can you create to get your very first SMMA client? Overall. So that's pretty much what it is. So let me answer this question, then I'll go into more detail about it. So what is like a rough price I should charge since I'm offering website development, SEO, digital marketing, social media, and a sales funnel? Wow, you're offering a full package. So it depends on your experience. Is it gonna be just, if it's just you, then if it's just you, then that's gonna be, I'm gonna tell you, brother, it's gonna be a lot. That's a lot of work to do, to develop their website, do their SEO, do their digital advertising, and do this sales management and their sales funnel. That's gonna be a lot. So especially if you don't have much experience or case studies doing this, I would say start out with just one of those things. So what do you like most doing? Do you like the website development more? Do you like the SEO more? Digital advertising, social media management more? Start with one of those things and just offer that. And then what's going to naturally happen is that once you get clients good results, or even beforehand, like I just signed up this new Google Ads client, and she was asking me about my reputation management services, my and just the other services that I offer. She asked about that, and just about social media management, even before we started to work together. So it will just come up naturally. But what I would say is, for everything there, if you can, because like the SEO alone can be like $1,000. The digital advertising, it depends. I would say that could be like a $1,500 package, but I wouldn't be like, let me do everything for you. See, like, go on to a client's, let's say you want to focus on SEO, right? I actually just did an SEO interview with someone named Alex Tucker, who's an SEO specialist who has clients all over. And he talked, and it's going to be posted on my channel probably on Wednesday, because this is going to technically count as my Monday video. I'm going to cheat. But he talks about a way to find clients. So you do that, you find the client, you give them an audit on their SEO, they'll be like, okay, I'll get your SEO services. And then you get them great results with SEO, and it's like, oh, hey, do you do digital marketing? It's like, yeah, we offer that too. You can get them there. And then he's like, hey, we do social media management. Like, oh yeah, I need that. Yeah, and then do that there. So you can see, guys, that uh that like you don't have to offer everything up front at the beginning. Offer one thing that you know the business needs, and then as you're working with the business, they get to know you, like you, and trust you. They will definitely take up more of your services. But like for everything here, I would say like $1,500 if you can convince a client that they need all this stuff. But start with one, charge like maybe 1,500, whatever you feel comfortable with charging. Make sure you feel comfortable charging these prices, and like comfortable, and that it can actually help. It's actually worth your time to actually do it overall. Anyway, so pretty much what is this course that I am talking about? So let's get into it right now. So you guys are gonna pretty much get the behind the scenes look of it. So we're gonna click funnels, and then you see it here, and overall, here it is. So first is a video presentation which talks about how to get, your first SMA client with no case studies or experience. And then if you want a more in detail training, this is what pretty much I have, the live first uh, client training. So overall what it is, it's pretty much just a live video course where you can watch and hear every word I said. And when I had no sales or marketing experience at the time, let me post this link in the chat as well. Just so you guys can view it for yourself. Post that here, and then is getting your first client the 100%. Because if you have no case studies, no experience, you've never done it before, the first of anything is pretty much the hardest of it. But like even if you go, like let's say you go to the gym, the first time going to the gym is the hardest part. But then once you are actually at the gym and it's a routine, you already know what to do step by step to get to the gym and actually work out, it becomes a lot easier. I'll get to you guys' questions soon, but let me quickly just go over what it is for. It's pretty much a live video course where you hear every word. You can pretty much like you're pretty much going to be standing behind me as I go through as I'm getting my first client, and it's for you can see if you're a complete beginner. You can see some of the invoices I've gotten. It's just pretty much a little story of what I am. And after this course, you're going to know pretty much all of these things: how to book as many appointments as you want per week using simple systems, the best outreach method if you have no experience, exactly what to say in the meeting, the questions to ask, which niches you should choose and which ones you should avoid, because yes, there are ones you should avoid when you're just starting out, how to talk to the prospect, so you appear that you have authority, even if you don't have any experience, overcoming objections, getting past the gatekeeper. There's a specific way to do it that not many people talk about. Making proposals, making it a no-brainer, getting the list of leads to contact fast, how to set up an evergreen system, set up appointments, all that stuff, much more. And this is just an outline of everything that you're going to get. So pretty much the value of it is what I just charged my first client. And right now it's at $97 because I just want to give you guys as much value as possible. I have some case studies from people who've taken it before. You can read those. You can get some bonuses. The Upwork SMMA training, invitation to student-only Q&As is going to be just like this, but only the Q&As for only my students, and then I get more in detailed. You guys get my true actual resources, more sales recordings, because guys, I have a lot of sales call recordings. Just a little bit about me, and yeah. So pretty much, I have so many sales recordings, but it's so much valuable information that I only want to give to people who are serious, because I know that some people take it and then they don't do anything with it. If I know you're taking the course, I know that you're serious about it. So pretty much, if you join today, you can just fill out the information here. you'll get immediate access. I'm also offering my onboarding checklist, which shows you A to Z, that once you get the client, how to onboard them. And then just to show you guys a little bit, give you guys a sneak peek, because I like you guys, because you're on the stream, you like the stream, and yeah, to give you guys a sneak peek of what it looks like. How do I get on here? You can just give you guys a little bit of sneak peek of what you're gonna get. It's gonna have what to have for success, choosing the right niche, making a website. I show you guys step by step how to make the perfect website, pretty much what to do and how to do all that. I don't go into detail about actually making it, but I show you guys what to think about, what to do, and overall, it's not that hard to actually build a website. Making a video sales letter, which is very, very important, because that's the value you want to establish first. So, like the person who had no experience from India, doing a VSL is the perfect way, because if you do a video which talks about exactly how to solve their problem, then they're more likely to know, like, and trust you. And when I did this is what made me get my first client, guys. Like this right here. Like he watched I have a couple of my VSL. You can see the VSL here, and then the current VSL, and then how I edited it, making lists of businesses, setting appointments, proposals, deals with objections, resources, and then the bonuses that you guys can get overall. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go too much into detail about it. The link's already there. If you guys want to get it, go ahead. If you guys want to get it, definitely go ahead, get it. I really, really greatly appreciate it. But overall, there's no pressure. You really don't have to. But I get a lot of these questions over and over and over again about how to get your very first client. And I just want to create something simple, something very, very affordable cost. For right now, I do plan on increasing the cost in the future, probably to around like $297 or $397. But for right now, the launch price $97, because I just want as many people who need it to get it, and that's more important to me. Helping people to get their first client, because I know it was a huge struggle for me to get my first client. And I spent months after months, shiny object syndrome, trying to figure out what to do, and it was stressful. Like my brain hurts at the time, like thinking about it. So if I could pay $100 for someone to show me step by step what they did to do it, and then not only show me, but I could actually see them do the tactics that they do, see it working, so that way I know that these tactics work, I would pay so much more money for that, to be honest. But that's my story. That's why I created the course, and I really I know it'll help you guys out. I really know it will. But anyway, that's what it is. If you want, go ahead and get it if you can. Very affordable. It's not going to be that low for that much longer. So yeah, keep asking your questions. That's pretty much my announcements. That's the resource that's going to cover literally every single thing that we're talking about. And it's gonna also, yeah, making it a no-brainer to work with you. That's also very important. Pretty much all the hacks I've learned to get my first client that aren't usually talked about, because people just say, oh, just cold call, cold email, make it get to the appointment. They give you scripts that don't work, and then it just doesn't work. Yeah, pretty much everything in that course is stuff that I've actually used. You'll see me actually use it to get clients. And even the Upwork, the bonuses, like the Upwork strategy, I show you guys live of the proposals that I use, of the cover letters I send, and how it helps me, how it gets me like appointments. Like you can see, like you can easily see it. So if you want to get clients through Upwork, you can use that script as well. So what is your opinion on my pricing plan? Silver plan, $300 management at $50 per lead. Gold plan, 400 fee, $40 per lead, payment, $55 for $30 per lead. I mean, if that's, if you're fine with that, that's great. That's a good pricing plan. Just management of everything. If you're gonna manage and create the website SEO, I would charge a little bit higher than that. So there's a con of charging too low, because if you charge too low, it may seem like, oh, you're not confident in what you're doing, etc., etc. So you may even just want to start out at like at least $400. Start out at $400, then go up. $50 per lead, 400, and then depending on the niche, keep the cost per lead around 50. If you're doing like a very high ticket niche, so like if the sale they can make like a $5,000 profit, you can charge $100 per lead. And just make sure that you charge based on the profit, not on the revenue. So just because they may make a $25,000 sale from a remodel, that doesn't mean they're gonna keep all the $25,000. They have to pay for workers, they have to pay for all that stuff. Usually for remodelers, I know this. You can even look this up on Google, and roofers, the profit margin is around 10 to 12%. So if they charge $20,000, they're keeping $2,000. So if they would gladly pay $100 per lead. If they get 10 leads, um, they pay $1,000. But if they able to sell just one of those leads, they've made their money back plus some. So just keep that in mind as well. And if you are a team, then then yeah, if you're a team, then because you have to pay your team, definitely charge $1,500 a month for that. I'm considering to go for a junk car moving niche as they can handle a lot of leads. What's your opinion? Um, yeah, if they can handle a lot of leads and, definitely I mean, honestly, just go for it. Like, start out with a niche, reach out for them for 1 or 2 months. If you like the niche, if you like talking to the people in the niche, if you get a client in the niche and, you're getting them good results, you can stick with that niche, but you're never going to know until you try. Junk removal is a good one because, junk car removal is a good one because, I've seen people have success with that. So that's good. Um, but yeah, so I can't answer it for you, but that is a good niche. So just definitely just go for it overall. And just give it your best shot. Uh, yeah, thank you, thank you. Yep, I'm just like, let me just create this course because I hugely struggled with this. So hopefully I can help, even if just one person can say that. And people have said that already through like the testimonials. And that's what's more important to me, to be honest. Just the fact that someone can say that, hey, Aaron has helped me get my first client and start my SMMA growth. That's that to me is worth the world. How to take action and stop overanalyzing anything. So the reason why you're not taking action and you're overanalyzing anything is because you're thinking of every single step and you're thinking all these things, and it's like I can't do this. And you can't. That's what I did at first because I'm like, oh, I have to do this. It's too much, and then you just don't do anything. So what you have to do is take it one small step at a time. So, for example, for like my course, there's a lot of material in that course, but I tell you, you know, focus on one thing at a time. So, if you want to, getting SMA clients is a matter of outreach, appointments, closings. That's pretty much like the three areas of SMMA. If you're just starting out, you should be only focusing on outreach and you should not care or think about the other stuff. Because honestly, that's what I did. I just focused on outreach, and then when the other stuff came, it was very easy for me to solve. So it's like, oh, I have to make a contract. I can find a template online in 5 minutes, and I give you guys a contract in the course you can use. Or I have to make a proposal. I give you guys a proposal, and B, I can make a proposal in like a day, less, an hour. It's not as big as you may seem, and but you just have to take it one small step at a time, and you'll take action and make it comfortable steps too. So if it's like just do one cold call, and then honestly naturally you'll want to do more, but just do one cold call today. So today's Sunday, so do one cold call today, two cold calls Monday, three on Tuesday. If that's too much for you, if you're like, oh, I'm struggling or I can't really do this, stick to 3 cold calls until you're doing something. But note that you might be like, oh, 3 cold calls, that's nothing. But that's better than 0 cold calls. And then once you get in the habit of it, and then once you realize this isn't as bad as it actually seems, you're gonna naturally just want to take action. So that's pretty much how you stop overanalyzing. You break it down into small steps, small manageable bite-sized steps, and then you do it. And then you just do it step by step. You solely focus on that small step. Once you complete it, good. Then you focus on the next step. Complete it, good. Focus on the next step. That is probably one of the best advice that anyone can ever give you, because if you just keep focusing on the large picture and everything, you're never going to take action 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. You're still focused on the large thing, and all you've gotten from that is just stress and even more regret, because you're like, oh, I could have taken action, be where I wanted to be. So just you know what to do. Small steps at a time. So yeah, do you guys have any more questions? Any more comments? That's pretty much everything I want to talk about. Expect an email list. Expect emails from me. Just pretty much of more content, when I'm gonna post videos, when I'm gonna go live, and all that fun stuff. And I'm gonna start uploading 3 videos a week. Get the course if you want to get your first client. The easy way, or you don't have to get it, but it took me a long time to get my first client, guys. It took me a very long time just procrastinating, studying object syndrome, because I didn't have and even when I did take courses about SMMA, they don't go into getting clients, and I was still struggle, and it still took me a very, very long time. And here, if you do it, you can get your next first client within 2 weeks if you do everything I tell you in that course. I feel it's all about mindset, to be honest. It is. It is about mindset, but if you don't have that mindset right now, it's not only about mindset, it's just also just bringing it down into step by step. Because no matter what the mindset you have, if it's too overwhelming for you, you're not going to do it. So yes, you do need the proper mindset of staying focused and all that stuff, but it's not going to be the end all be all, because that still happens to me. If I think of all the hundreds of things I have to do, I would never get anything done. I break down things small, step by step. So for example, here I have a notebook here that I break down everything in a checklist. This is powerful. So for the course, I have a step by step checklist of what I need to do for the course. So film the material, place it in ClickFunnels, do all the stuff, set up a course page, step by step. Each time I finished it, check, and then now the course is done and ready to go. I always had the mindset of, I always believe I had the proper mindset, but for the long time I didn't make this because it was very overwhelming. It's I have to do this, 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 and this, and this, and this. But once I broke it down, step by step plan, I was able to get it done a lot faster. Same thing with my new SMMA growth strategies. I have, make a video sales letter, film it, edit it, add it to page, and, make a cold messaging sequence. And I was able to get it all done. And if there's something in between, I just write it down, So this notebook, guys, has helped progress me a lot farther, because if I didn't do the step-by-step plan, it wouldn't have helped me. And one of my mentors says, it's not real until you put it down in pen and paper. So write down your step-by-step plan. So that's pretty much how you take action and you stop over-analyzing things. Step-by-step plan. Yes, you need the right mindset, but if it's too overwhelming for you, it's going to be a lot harder for you. So you might as well make it as easy as you possibly can. So yeah. Let's see where we are with the YouTube. Wow, 7 likes. Yeah, this is great, guys. Keep liking the stream. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully it's helping you guys out. Hopefully you're getting a lot of value. I will take one more question, and then I have to go shower and eat. So if you have any more questions, let me know. But yeah. So let's see the poll. Yeah, 3 votes of you guys are struggling, but it's okay. If you get the resource, you can do it. Okay. Any more questions? And yes, this will be posted on my channel. So definitely, if you need to take a look at it, and I'm also gonna take clips of it and post that the important parts of my channel, just in case you don't want to watch the whole entire live stream. But yeah, so this is pretty much gonna replace my Monday video. But expect a video on Wednesday, and then I have another video for Friday that's ready to upload it, and then I have another video for next week. So expect more content. Keep up, subscribe, and yeah. So if that is it, thank you guys for coming. Like, this is like my most poppin' live chat I've had, and I do want to do more of these, probably at least once or twice a month overall. But yeah, any gold diggers yet? LOL. I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest. But don't focus on the money, if that's what you're talking about. But yeah. So if that's being said, I'm gonna end the stream, and thank you guys so much for watching.